You're tuned in to 101.9 Interstate Live Radio, giving you the news you can use while you cruise. Down the interstate, down the interstate, down the interstate, down the interstate.
Subscribe to us as you leave a positive review on iTunes.
Check us out on Facebook.
You're tuned into Interstate Live 101.9, giving you the news you can use while you're cruising down the interstate. And while you're cruising, I am Elena Sanders, and
I am Will Walker,
who is going to give you what you need to succeed in the news that's going to knock you out, the topics that are going to make you laugh, the topics that's going to make you think, right here on 101.9. And speaking of topics, Will, we always know that you bring the tea and we prepared to receive the tea and take a little sip. So what we sipping on today?
Well, you know what? I am an avid supporter of Black women, and the one thing that I definitely thought that we should discuss today is the whole Loni Love situation that is going around. Now, Loni Love, who is one of the hosts of The Real, was discussing Joe Budden's recent comments on Kevin Hart's new Netflix documentary,
Okay.
Don't F This Up. And Budden actually shared that he understood why Kevin Hart cheated and said Kevin Hart's work ethic led him to infidelity. He works really hard. I can work harder like this to see how, N-words cheat. And he said that during an episode of the Joe Budden podcast. And in thinking on how hard it works, sometimes it's hard, but every 10 seconds of the day, a man can understand how it can be so difficult, is basically what he was saying. Now, Loni Love decided she was going to take to her own show and give her own views, where she got roasted by the audience, and took it upon herself to say that Black men cheated because they never really learned how to be faithful because of, because of slavery and situations that happen, and they weren't raised to be faithful and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Now, I have so many mixed feelings on that situation. I feel like in some cases she can be incorrect. She can be correct, and then in some other cases, I believe that is a very wide net that she's casting over all Black men. I've seen men in my family cheat, and I've seen men in my family be faithful. I don't think it has anything necessarily to do with slavery as much as it does with just character and integrity. Elena,
It's interesting that you bring up this topic, and just to expound on Loni Love. Everybody can have their own opinion. We're going to say that here on Interstate Live, but we're going to talk about their opinions. How about that? So with the slavery portion, I'm going to have to disagree with Loni, because if you look at the whole makeup of slavery, they were really big on family. They were really big on marriage. Slaves got married. As far as the infidelity part, it was more so infidelity. It wasn't really infidelity. The slave masters was in the home, in the house, and the men couldn't do anything to protect the Black woman because of the situation that they were in. Wives and daughters were sold off and so forth. So the cheating portion had nothing to do with slavery, because that doesn't coincide with cheating, from my understanding and from what I know and the history makeup that I've received on the history of how our ancestors came over here to America. So I wasn't in Africa, so I cannot tell you what they did in Africa. But as far as the documentaries we've seen and the studies we've had in Black history classes and so forth, it's really, I cannot say that slavery was one of the reasons why it brought up cheating. Now, let me go to the family makeup here in America. In a way, I can see as being a woman where her statement can kind of sort of feel true, because we as Black women see our Black men, majority of them have cheated. I'm not saying all of them have, because I know some who don't. I've been with some who don't. I've been with some who have. who are habitual cheaters. So it's just who you are aligning yourself with at that moment and who come in contact with you. And sometimes we have to just realize it could be us that we're attracting the wrong individuals at the wrong time. So she cannot say all black men cheat, but there is I'm going to say it, Will, there's a full number of them. If you look at your celebrity makeup, a lot of marriages as celebrities, they have broken up because of cheating. Especially African American men. That's all we see, and it becomes amplified because of who they are. And a lot of black men that are celebrities have to realize they are representing a race. They don't want to see it that way, but you are representing a race because you're in the limelight, and you have a responsibility because you are a role model. And because you are a role model, people are looking at you. And because of the things that you do, people think that all men do it. Just like when we watch Housewives of Atlanta. I'll give you an example. Everybody think that every female in Atlanta acts like those individuals on Housewives of Atlanta. Why? Because they see them on TV and they think that's what Atlanta is all about. So when you're in the limelight, it's a lie. So when you're in the limelight, you have to be very, very careful of what you're doing because people are watching. Especially here in Atlanta. I mean, it's kind of difficult, but I can't say that all men can because I have experienced some who have not.
That's very insightful. I will say this. First of all, anyone that knows me, first of all, I am a black man, first of all, by all means, and I will always be a black man, but I'm also a black gay man. I can speak from both sides of that. Raised in a two-parent household, it was by my grandfather and my grandmother, as well as my dad and my mom. I have watched my dad cheat. I have watched my granddad cheat, but I also have uncles who have been with their wives and they never cheated, or they were just respectful enough to not get caught and do it out in the open. Oh, I felt the Lord right there.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole topic right there in itself.
That's a whole different genre of respect. Now, what I will say is, first of all, let's dig a little bit deeper into who Loni Love is. Loni Love is, first of all, her first job and what she became known for was being a comedian and an actress.
Right.
Then she took on the talk show thing. And now she's in a relationship with longtime boyfriend James Welsh. Now, the reaction from another male show, which I'll have to go and find that, there was a reaction from a panel of men. And one of the men reacted to her and said, the only reason that you're upset is because all the black men that you have been with has cheated on you because you were fat and unattractive. I don't make the news, I just report.
But I'm going to disagree with that, right? I'm going to let you finish, but I'm going to disagree with that one.
I understand that. And, here's the thing. His interpretation was that because she's unattractive, she got cheated on. Well, let me debunk that from the inside out and from the outside in, because I've been with women and men. Let me explain something to you. When someone wants to be with you, they want to be with you. I know men that only like fat women.
Mm-hmm.
I know men that only like skinny women. And I know men that will cheat on anybody. If Halle Berry can't keep a man,
I was gonna break it down for. Yeah.
You're gonna have a hard time. So cheating is a character issue.
It is.
It is not a white, black, fat, skinny, gay, straight thing. It is a character issue. So if someone decides that they are going to cheat on you, it's because their character does not demand that inside of themselves that they need to be committed to one person.
Exactly.
And I think the answer to that, the answer to all of this whole subject matter, is the idea to everyone that's listening. My best advice to you, as a married man speaking this, I'm going to say this: don't get married. That's the answer.
that sums it up. If you're not ready, don't do it. To me, I think this is my whole point. And just to go expound or go back to what you were speaking on, are the gentlemen that had the conversation. First of all, for them to even say that a woman could not get a man to stop cheating because they were overweight or plus size. For one, that's false. I know some plus size women that can pull some fine blank men, and they are faithful to that plus size woman, love them to death. They be in the gym working out, their bodies is just banging, and they love, like you said earlier, love plus size women. So for him to make that statement lets me know his mentality, that he doesn't think outside the box. That's the type of women that he likes. So he's making an opinion based on what he likes and not what all men like. Loni Love is not an ugly woman. She is not an ugly woman. She's a very attractive woman. I think so. I think she is, and I'm pretty sure some other men could say she's attractive. Yes, she's a comedian, and it's funny, but she's an attractive woman. I've seen her dress up and dress down. She's an educated woman. She's a college graduate. So I mean, she has her stuff together. It could be that some men are intimidated, and that's one of the things we need to expound upon too. Dating outside your league. Sometimes us women who are of a certain caliber, we sometimes date down. And that's just keeping it real. We're dating outside our league, or we're not matched with the person that's equally yoked to us. And things happen because that's not the person we're supposed to be with. But we always say, oh, let me just give the brother a chance. Let me just work with him. And while working with him, we get hurt in the instance. So for the guy who actually made that statement, it's false. That's what you like. It's okay to like certain type of women, but to say that men will not be faithful to a plus size woman, that is a lie, because I've seen it from many people. I've seen it here. From them to come together to even also say that, let me go back. I'm kind of glad they did come together to say that all men do not cheat, so we can hear from a male perspective. But that part that is just not sitting well with me, Will. That part where he just said that because of her looks and characteristics, they got some women who are to us, maybe to our eye, not appealing to our eye, can pull the finest man. Remember we were talking earlier about, and even though she's of another race, we were talking about, what's his name, the guy from Power that plays, was that you? Was somebody I was speaking with. The guy from Power, the one that plays Ghost on Power. He's dating a Caucasian woman who is not that attractive. I haven't seen her, but based on the blog, she's not that attractive, right? So she was able to pull him. You know what I'm saying? She was able to pull him, and people went in on his wife, but she was able to pull him. But to his eyes, she is the most beautiful thing that he's ever seen. That's who he wanted to be with in his eyes. That's what was attractive to him. So it's the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I agree that you said it's a characteristic. It is something within that person. I do agree that it's also a part of the makeup of the home as a childhood. A lot of our black men have not been raised around strong black men, because of the majority of the homes nowadays are single family homes where women are raising up men, and women cannot raise up a man and teach him how to be a man. We could do the best that we can, but they cannot. Now, there are some good men out there who are raised by women who do very well and do right by women because they see the struggles of their mother, and they want to make sure that they do right by their family and their wives, that are their wife that's in their lives. So it's so much that can come from the cheating situation. A lot of it comes from the makeup of how you were brought up. To me, it is what it is. What do you think about that, Will?
You know what? What I think about it is, I think that we need to elaborate on something that came to mind as you were talking about the whole full picture of cheating and why men cheat. Let's talk about, we're going to take a break. Got to pay the bills. But when we come back, I want to discuss the difference between settling and moving on.
Say that again. The difference between what? We want the people to hear that.
I want to come back and talk about settling versus moving on.
Y'all heard that.
Establishing values.
Establishing
Which
value.
is what I think black women are not doing. They're not establishing value. And we're going to come back and talk about that. Let's take a break. We're going to elaborate a little bit more. 101.9 Interstate Live Radio. You got Elena and Will on the line. This is about to get good.
We would like to announce the most amazing fitness convention coming to Atlanta. It is the Move Dance and Fitness Convention coming to Atlanta, Georgia, the ATL, April the 24th through the 26th of 2020 at Georgia Tech. Now, why do you want to be at the Move Convention? I'm glad you asked. Fitness and dance enthusiasts will have the opportunity at this convention to acquire additional certifications, training, and education within their respective industries while networking with professionals and brands from all over the world. I'm sure you know that there's a requirement that fitness and dance professionals maintain their certifications and licenses through professional development, and that is exactly what Move is going to provide you. There will be 15 continuing education credits that will be given out over this fabulous weekend. Move focuses on the art of dance and fitness formats that are designed with pre-choreographed movement, as well as lectures, business, health, and wellness. Do not miss your chance to be at this convention in Atlanta, April the 24th through the 26th of 2020. Go to moveconvention.com and register today.
Hi guys, your girl Lena Sanders from 101.9 Interstate Live Radio. Give you the news you can use while you're cruising down the interstate. Now let me tell you a little bit about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to create and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcasts for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast. I don't think you heard me. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Now just go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Right here, go ahead and get started with your girl, Lena Sanders, on 101.9 Interstate Live Radio.
We're back. And we're back and ready to attack this topic right here on 101.9 Interstate Live Radio. Giving you the news you can use and the topics that is going to blow your mind right here with your girl, Lena Sanders. And okay, Will, when we left, you made a statement on what we need to talk about. Let's expound. Let's go back and reiterate those statements you were actually want to speak on.
Ladies, I think that we need to discuss from a male's point of view, me coming from the outside as a man, Elena coming from a female, a heterosexual, straight, black female, coming from her point of view, and looking at it from the outside and saying, discussing the topic, settling versus moving on. Let me dig a little deeper into the issue from where I see it, okay? Black women, number one in the United States, are number one, the most educated demographic as of 2019.
Yeah.
They are the most educated demographic in the whole United States.
Wow.
First of all, okay? Black women are out-earning their male counterparts by over 60%.
Wow.
Okay? So, you have a shortage of black men. You have a population of overly qualified black women. You have a white-dominated society that sets the beauty standards. You have a society of black women being raised by black girls. Let me say that again.
I'm about to say that again.
You got a society, it's 2019, vaccine 2020 that of black women being raised by black girls. You see? And let me elaborate on anyone that did not catch that analogy. A 15-year-old girl with a 31-year-old mother and a 45-year-old grandmother. A 65-year-old great-grandmother.
Generational.
And see, it's not even enough space in there to insert knowledge and wisdom. When I was growing up, all of the grandmamas were fat,
Will,
pretty.
plus size.
They were plus size, but they were pretty. They cooked. They kept their houses together. They kept their husbands and their families together, and they taught the women how to be women, how to be educated, how to run their households. They taught them life skills.
Right.
You had a 60-year-old grandmother with a 20-year-old grandbaby, or a 15-year-old grandbaby. There was a gap. And these women were being raised by full-grown women. Now, you have a society of people, give an example, like, what's the girl who was dating Rob Kardashian that got the baby?
Black China. Black China.
You got Black China and her mama, and they both on reality TV together twerking.
Lord have mercy.
You got a girl raising a woman. And now, Black China got a kid that she's raising to act like her, which acts like her mama, which has destroyed 3 generations. Now, I'm not reading Black China. I'm just keeping it real and just saying what it is. You can't have a race of whores raising Democratic candidates.
Oh my God.
No, we're just gonna be honest now. This is, first of all, let me give my disclaimer. My commentary and my opinion is reflected only in my personal opinion. It does not reflect the sponsors or the station of 101.9 Interstate Live Radio. That is my disclaimer. Now, if we were to migrate back to our own standards, some women might need to date out of their race. And is it not funny that the women who are still trying to date, the women that are coming out criticizing what black men are not even with a black man?
Okay, but maybe they're able to criticize that because they have dated a number of black men to see the difference of stepping outside their race and the respect that they're getting and things they were not getting when dating black men.
Well, here's the thing. The operative word in that sentence, Elena, was respect.
Okay.
What we need to clarify is what kind of respect. Oh, I feel the Lord going to start working right now. There are a lot of different levels of respect, you see. There's respect where I don't cheat on you.
Okay.
And then there's respect where I get a whole nother phone and I only cheat on you when I'm out of town. You see. Because those are 2 different levels of respect. And what she's more than likely experiencing is he got another number and only fooling with women that he knows in other places that know about him, and she just ain't catching it.
Wow.
Because cheating is not demographic. Cheating is internal. And cheating comes from debauchery. The Bible calls it debauchery. It's an overindulgence of the senses. You have to indulge. There's never enough. It's a spirit of gluttony. If I smell
Come on now. You better minister today.
Yes, it's a spirit of gluttony. If I smell food, I'm hungry again. You can't feed somebody enough when they stay hungry. And to all the women that are listening, I need you to understand that to a man that's always hungry, you'll never be enough.
Yeah. And I completely agree. I've been there. And I can say it from a point of view from being there. You're never, if they don't get themselves together, get themselves right, you would never be enough. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, how much love you give to them, you would never be enough. And the issue with that situation is a lot of women start blaming themselves. They get to that point, well, maybe if I did this, maybe if I did that, whatever you would have done, it is not going to be enough to a person who constantly cheats, who's an habitual cheater. You would never be enough. They have to get tired of their situation. And speaking to someone who is actually a psychologist who told me this, something drastic has to happen to them for them to stop. To where they can't function anymore, they're tired, they're too old, the body, the organs don't work anymore. Something drastic has to happen to them for them to stop. And even when they do stop, it's still in them, but they just can't do it no more.
And see, here's the problem with that. My daddy used to tell me when I was growing up, he used to say, I'm going to have to take my headset out for this one. My daddy used to say that if you got an old car, you don't put new parts on it. Mm. My daddy used to tell me when I had an old car when I was a teenager, my first car was a Mazda 626. And my daddy used to tell me, I used to tell him my transmission fluid is low. They told me when I went to go get my oil changed that I should get the transmission fluid changed. And my daddy used to say, listen, the engine is old. Uh-huh. You don't put no new transmission fluid in no old engine.
That's right.
You just keep filling it up. And if the transmission go out, it was just meant to go out. Transmissions last for the life of the car.
Right.
You don't put a new starter on an old car because it'll tear up the alternator, it'll tear up the belt, it'll tear up the serpentine belt. It's going to destroy something else. And I say all that to say this. If you fix one thing on an already broken vehicle, something else going to break. Mm. So if a cheater that's been cheating on you your whole marriage get paralyzed and he can't cheat on you no more, that don't mean that you got a man that ain't gonna cheat. It just means that he ain't gonna cheat right now. But what he gonna do is he gonna find another way to express that energy. So it's gonna turn into anger. Now you can't cook no good. Now everything you cook ain't good. Why I got to sit at home and look at this room? You need to change this furniture. That energy, that cheating is an energy. Gluttony and debauchery can come in any form and format. It may generate itself in sexuality. But if you take away the sexuality, it'll turn into greed. It'll turn into hunger. It'll turn into anger.
That's interesting.
Because it's a character flaw. It's a spirit. It's a character flaw. So, as we started out this segment, I said the difference between settling and moving on. The problem with women is this, and I want women to hear this clearly. Set the price, and if they can't afford it, move on.
Say that again.
Set the price, and if they can't afford it, move on. See, you don't go to a real estate agent and the house listed for $250,000, and you tell them, I would give you $250 if I had it. But if you trust me and let me move in, I'll come up with it sooner or later. See, you can't buy no house like that.
That's good, Will. That's a good analogy. That's a good analogy.
You can't buy no house like that. You go to the Lexus dealership and you tell them, I think I'm in the market for a new car. Okay, what would you like, Elena? Oh, I would love a Lexus LS 460, the one with the leather and the roof, with the self-driving and parking kit. I want the one with the safety key cages for my I may have a grandbaby one day, and I want the one with the one I looked at online. It was $140,000. I know that's the one I want. Okay, well, great. You're going to need a 720 credit score. We can do 10% down. Would you like to leave? Wait a minute. Hold up. My credit ain't that good. Well, baby, you need to go over to Drive Time And I say that to say this, women, if you're a Bentley, don't let Honda Civic niggas shop at your lot. Oh, you missed that. Let me say that again. If you're a Bentley, don't let Honda Civic niggas shop at your lot.
And that is so true. I find that happening with a lot of African American successful women. And I always bring it up on Atlanta, living here in Atlanta, because of the shortage of men, that we find ourselves like, okay, well, maybe, like I said earlier, I'm going to work with this brother. He seems like he has potential. And we find ourselves doing that to where we've been in relationship for so many years with this individual that we wasted time with the wrong person, when the person who should have been with us is probably married to somebody else now, because we don't waste time with somebody else that we should have not been with. So it's so important that we see the value in ourselves. Not saying we don't know the value, but we have to make sure that, like you said, once you set that price, if you are a Bentley, you are just a Bentley. And one of the great things, another analogy, do you see Bentley commercials on TV?
No.
Because Bentley already has value. It sells itself. It sells itself. So you don't have to go out. When you have value, you have quality, and you have everything that is needed to be in a great relationship. They find you. It is what it is. They come after you because you don't have to advertise it. And I think that's the problem with a lot of women nowadays, is we feel that we have to advertise it, or we're settling for things that are beneath us. And you got a lot of men that will come with this game in the beginning, that come like they got it going on, and they can't fake the funk after 6-7 months, and they realize they have dated outside their league. Now, we talked about women. I want you to come from a perspective, Will, of men who date outside their league.
Well, men that date outside of their league are still in the same, and this should be a separate segment. We
Probably should.
We'll come back.
We'll come back and do a male one. That's a good topic.
Yeah.
That's a good topic. But we're going to pause for the cards right here, because this is getting really deep. We're going to pause for the cards. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, stay locked, right here on 101.9 Interstate Live. Give you the news you can use while you're cruising down the interstate with your girl, Lena Sanders, and
Will Walker.
And we'll be right back.
Listen to this station on your smartphone. Download the app now on Google Play Store.
Spread the word by leaving a rating and review on iTunes.
Your number one hit station in town.